Welcome, friends. This is Janine Pennant, founder of Girl Camper, editor in chief of Girl Camper Magazine, and co host of the Girl Camper podcast. And I am here with my sidekick side screen here, Lisa McDermott, VP of Girl Camper, and the one who dots all the I's and crosses all the T's and makes sure everything gets done. We've got some exciting news today about Girl Camper Magazine, and we can't wait to share it with you. We know you're going to love it. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm excited to talk about everything with the magazine today, all things Girl Camper Magazine. But before we get started, here's a message from our good friends at Progressive.
If your travel trailer is uninsured, you could run into issues down the road. Protect your RV with Progressive. Quote online in as little as 4 minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you, Progressive. They're so much fun to work with, aren't they, Lisa?
They are. We love the people at Progressive.
Such a great team. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we've got breaking news,
Breaking.
newsflash, headlines happening here at Girl Camper Magazine.
Yes.
So you want to break the news, or should I?
I think you should, because the magazine is literally your baby. And yeah, I think you need to tell everybody what we have
Okay, so
working on.
it's been 5 years. In June is the 5-year anniversary of Girl Camper Magazine, founded by me and my dear friend, Diane McNamara. We sat down one day with a notebook of yellow like this, and we wrote down, if we were going to start a magazine, what would we want to put in it? And let me tell you, that has not changed very much from that day. The features that were there are still on that sheet of paper that we sat down and wrote out. And it's been 5 years since we decided to do a print magazine in a world where print was dying. And in that 5 years, we have published 20 issues of that magazine. And we have won awards. Last year, we won an award for Travel Magazine, a bronze medal for Travel Magazine. A Farm Magazine was gold, Travel and Leisure was silver, and Girl Camper Magazine, produced here in my upstairs bedroom, was bronze. In a world in which our two other winners in that category are giant publishing houses with hordes of people and big budgets. And so we're very proud of everything we have accomplished with the magazine. But we have reached a point where we have to make a decision about the magazine. And the decision was, in a world where print is so difficult and so expensive and the cost keeps going up and up and up, do we want to give up the whole magazine, or do we just want to stop printing it? So we made the decision because we get love letters over the magazine and we love doing the magazine ourselves. We've made the decision that Camper Magazine is going to continue, but in digital only. But don't feel disappointed about that, all the paper people, because there's a lot of perks that come with the magazine when it's digital only. And Lisa and I are going to talk about some of those today.
Yeah, I mean, I am really excited about the switch to digital. And you talked a lot about in the world of print, kind of dying, and it is when you look at magazines like Oprah's magazine or
Yeah,
Glamour and all these, even Playboy.
big.
Yeah, are
Yeah.
no longer being printed. So for us to have launched a print magazine when we did, and to have it be as successful as it has been, is really pretty remarkable. But I love the idea that we're switching to digital only. And one of the big reasons that we're going this way is that we're going to be able to offer literally more content. And that content is going to, be interactive. We're
Mhm.
going to be able to offer, like, there's going to be a story in our summer issue on shaved ice. Now, a lot of you may not know what shaved ice is. It is not snow cone ice. This is like eating really fluffy snow with a lot of yummy stuff on it. So not only is there going to be an article about that in our summer issue, there's going to be a video on how to do it and a bunch of different recipes that we won't have room really in the magazine to do for, but we can put it all in a video content for you. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about the opportunity to be able
Yeah.
to show more stuff in
More.
a more interactive way that we're going to be able to do with a digital magazine. I think that's
Right,
such a
and you know what? One of the frustrating things, so I've been the editor in chief of the magazine for 5 years now, and you know what breaks my heart? All the stuff on the cutting room floor. So,
yes.
we we just did a great survey on the magazine, and one of the things people say, "Love the photos, love the photos." I wish they could see the ones that we can't put in.
Yeah,
You know, like, and we're not gonna be limited this way with digital now, and so we're gonna be able to tell longer stories, and we're gonna be able to really pack it with the photographs and everything. I mean, we're inspirational. We are a visual magazine, so I'm happy that we're gonna be able to leave less on the cutting room floor, and like you said, like, for me, all these years, I generally do the DIY. And I make those things at home, or I've made them myself in the past and I recreate them for the magazine. Well, now I'm going to be able to do a video of that, a step by step. And, I think most of us are visual learners. So I think that's going to be so much fun.
exactly. And just think of it, things like when we do our gear guides, our favorite things, we're going to have links, better links to all that stuff. So when you see that and you're like, geez, I'd like to find that. It's not just going
Yeah.
to be like, oh, go to, Amazon and search
Right.
yourself. We're going to have actual links to all of those things and maybe even some demo videos on that for the things that we actually have.
I'm hoping that because most of
Mhm.
the things in our favorite things, I mean, we've got 20 girl camper guides all over the country, and they're like, "Hey, I got this. It's so cool. Could you put it in our favorite things?" Yeah, send us a video.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's gonna be really awesome. So not only are we gonna be able to offer more content and interactive content, but the accessibility
Mhm.
is going to be it's such a positive thing there. It was
I love that too because the other day, I was sitting in the doctor's office. I went over with my little grandson to urgent care, and I mean, the place was packed, and I was sitting there, and he had fallen asleep in my arms, and I was scrolling my phone with one hand, and I thought, we knew this about the magazine, and I thought, how, you don't bring your paper magazine with you, carrying it around in your purse or duffel in case you get a moment. But I thought, this would be so great to be able to just finish that article, or let me refresh my memory on that DIY, or let me read that recipe again. So
Mhm.
I love that the accessibility of it is going to be much greater for people.
Exactly. And no more waiting for that issue to come in the mail. The minute we have it done and ready to go, it's gonna
Yep.
be published, and y'all are gonna get an email probably that same day, if not the next day,
Right.
saying, "Hey, it's up. It's up."
Yes, and then also too, and we're really gonna work on this. We've got a couple meetings coming this week. I want to tell people right now you go in and you log in the back end of Girl Camper. But what we're hoping to do is put it into an app where it's on your home screen and you can just tap it and go right into it. But the cool thing is when you have the magazine in digital, you have every back issue we've ever published in digital too. So
Mhm.
if you sign up for the magazine now and you pay $20 instead of 32, now not only do you get the next issue in digital, you get the 20 issues that came before it. That's a lot of reading.
That is a lot of reading, absolute lot of reading.
Yeah,
And
so it's so content rich and it's going to be getting even richer.
exactly, exactly. And the other aspect that we really, felt was important to us is that we're so promoting being green at Girl Camper. Our events, we encourage all of our hostesses and our guides that to make sure their events are green, that, everybody brings their own plates and silverware and stuff
Yep.
to the
Mhm.
events and
Eco-friendly.
yeah, eco-friendly to the meals so that we're not, making extra waste. So I mean, that's another big reason that we decided to switch to
Mhm.
digital only. It's more eco-friendly and it's sustainable. So
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring up another point when you were thinking of that, I was just thinking that so many times we've done an article. I was thinking of the article we did as you were talking about, we did an article a couple of years ago on, eco-friendly ways to camp, and we talked about how at Girl Camper, everybody brings their own plate, silverware, drink, and we usually set up a station, wash and rinse in a roll of paper towels or a clean, dishcloth, and everyone takes their, dishes home. Well, then, somebody might that was, gosh, probably 3 years ago we did that article. Now
Mhm.
we have a guide who just wrote an article on eco-friendly camping. Now we can merge these things, and with the magazine and digital, we can go back and we can update those things. When our partners offer us coupon codes and things, we can bring that back up to the top and we can refresh that and renew those coupons. So being able to put freshened up links in there and coupon codes is an asset to having it in digital only.
Absolutely. And I think we need to point out that the content that's gonna be in the magazine is not gonna live on the website, at least not for a long time.
Long
So,
time.
yeah, don't think that, "Oh, I don't need to subscribe to the magazine because it's just gonna be on the website." It's not. It's gonna take a few years before we
Well, an
start to maybe.
interesting statistic. We know this interiorly, right? In office, in house, but less than 20% of what's on the magazine ever ends up on Girl Camper website.
Mhm.
Yeah, and usually when we convert an article, it's food or yeah. So, um, yeah, every once in a while we do. We'll convert a story, but you're missing out 80% of it if you're waiting for it to come, and it's going to be at least 18 months old when you get it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
So before we start to talk about what does this mean if you are already a Prince subscriber, we're going to take another quick break to thank our other show sponsor today, Curt Manufacturing, and they're going to tell us all about the Echo Mobile Brake Controller. We'll be right back.
such a cool thing.
Curt Echo Mobile Brake Controller is a world first mobile Bluetooth brake controller that can give you an entirely new towing experience. It's easily plug and play into your RV wiring harness with no tools required. It connects wirelessly and syncs with your smartphone to control and monitor all trailer brake activities. Its compact, portable design allows for easy transfer from one vehicle to another and convenient storage when it's not in use. Check it out in the complete family of Echo units to find the best fit for your towing setup.
Welcome back, everybody. I know, Lisa, you've tried that brake controller, right? You
I,
have it.
yes, Lipper sent it to me and it works so well. I have it and it's easy. It's easy to install. Didn't take any special wiring. It's basically kind of a plug and play, and I'm really a big fan
The
of
thing
it.
that I find so exciting about that is I remember when I got my truck and I paid 3 or $400 to purchase that and then a couple $100 to have it installed. And if
Right.
I sell my truck, it goes with it. So if
Exactly.
you make this purchase, you just move it to your next vehicle.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's a really cool thing. It always makes me wonder what's going on back in research and development and all of these companies. What's coming up for us? But Lippert always has some cool stuff.
They do.
Okay, so before we jump into how we're going to handle this transition for all the subscribers, I have to take a moment and just thank our subscribers.
Yeah.
Uh, can I just go down memory lane for a minute? The day that we announced it on Girl Camper Facebook page, and in those days, oh geez, I think if we launched it now, maybe it would be different. But uh, I'm thinking we had 6 or 7,000 people on the Girl Camper Facebook page at that time. It's
Mhm.
like 230,000 now. Something. It's a crazy number now, but at the time, I don't know. Maybe we were 10,000. It wasn't a crazy big number, right?
Right.
And anyway, the magazine was done, but we didn't have a prototype or anything. And I took my color printer and I made a cover copy of the cover on my color printer at home, and I glued it to the front of a magazine. And I held it up and I said, "Guess what's coming?" And we did a little Facebook Live and we announced the magazine because it was under wraps. Like nobody knew it was coming. We didn't tell anybody. We were really nervous about it. And it was all our own money out of pocket. And we took 1,000 subscriptions in the first like 2 days. And then the thing had to go to the printer. And we actually made money. We actually made money on the magazine. Enough people signed up and subscribed, and then when the magazine came, 600 people then said, "I wish I got it." We thought that might happen, and we ordered like 1,500 extra copies. So, we took in another 600 new subscribers, and we said, "We can never do this again." Because my husband and I were standing at the kitchen table putting these all in envelopes, and it was a little show there. And so that's when we got in an established thing, and we know there's a cutoff date, and if you don't order by this time. So now what is happening is all these years, and we're so grateful for all of our there are people who write to me and say, "I have every single issue of Girl Camper magazine." And they were there from the beginning, and they actually keep them in binders and in their camper, and they've never missed an issue. So, we're so grateful for all of you, and, so I wanna say thank you to everybody who did that. Now, 4 times a year, all these renewals come through the office here, and we literally made this decision, what, like, a week and a half ago. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been in the back of our minds for several months, for the last 2 issues. Really, we were talking about it last summer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And, like, we just knew there was gonna be a tipping point at which we just had to make the call, like so many others before us have had to do, you know? And I think we all kinda internally needed time to really let go, and me especially, and Diane especially, that, like you said, it was my baby, but, it's still gonna exist. So, as these new subscriptions come in, I'm gonna let Lisa tell what the options are gonna be for our subscribers. We hope you're staying with us. And for everyone paying the $32, we've got a great offer with you, but I know there's a lot online digitally. I know you could go to Pinterest and look at pretty pictures. I hope you'll continue to subscribe to the magazine in its digital form for only the $20, because Girl Camper brings so much out there to the community, right? And we don't have a product. You know, that's the income at Girl Camper. That's what helps us do all the things that we do. And we're hoping that we're going to have your continued support for the magazine, but we've come up with several options for people who are subscribers to the print, who are no longer going to be getting print. And I'm going to let Lisa tell you. She's the brainchild behind this.
Right. So if you are a current print subscriber to us, and that means that um paid the $32 print subscription fee, we're going to extend your subscription to another 6 months from its renewal date, so that you're getting a lot more there. Now you probably already did get some print issues, which is great. So we're not going to prorate anything or like that. So this is we're going to be doing that. We're going to make it really easy too for you to be able to access the digital issues. Like Janine said, we're working with some developers on creating a e-reader app just for Girl Camper to make it more accessible for on the go on your phone and your tablet. But we're also going to try to make it easier online on our website to find where the magazines are and be able to access them. So we're working on that currently. So we've got that bonus to the print subscribers. And we do ask that, give it give it 6 months. Give it 6
Mhm.
not s I'm sorry, not 6 months. Give it 30 days. Just give it 30 days to see, if you like it. We think you will. We really do think you will. Give it 30 days after the next issue comes out, not the spring one. The spring one is going in the mail today. That will literally be our last print issue. But our summer issue that'll come out sometime, May, June usually is when we usually, release it. Give that 30 days. Make
Mhm.
sure that we think you'll like it. And if you really don't like it, then you know what? Shoot us an email at contact@girlcamper.com, and we will give you a prorated refund for any remaining print issues that may still have been on your subscription.
Mhm.
But if you're set up for auto renewals, your subscription is going to renew not at the $32. It will renew at the $20 that our
$20.
digital subscription rate is at. So We've
Yeah.
got that set up going forward for anybody. Um, so yeah, if you have
And you
any.
know what, Lisa? I just gotta throw this out there because we were talking about this. We have been researching. There's a couple of companies that will print the magazine for you. If you're one of those people who have had every single issue, I got mine all lined up right here at the bottom of my bookcase, every single issue that was ever put out. It's not as crazy high of a price as you might think. So we are going to get that information to people. You know, when you make a little book from your son's wedding or your birthday party or, e-print books like that.
Mhm.
We're looking at a couple of different companies that for those of you who just really still like, listen, I've had every issue here. I still want to keep getting it. We're going to see if we can get that information to you where if you want to go at your own expense and get that thing printed, we don't blame you. I'm actually going to do it myself because I just want to see them all lined up. But we are committed to continuing developing the magazine. We think it's going to only get better from here. We were talking with some of the convention and visitors bureaus that we work with. When I was talking about the people from the Gulf Shores Convention and Visitors Bureau down in northern Alabama and the Gulf Shores down there, which is an area we love. We just love it down there. We've written a lot about there. Um, but anyway, now when we write articles in there and the people advertise from that area, there's going to be video in there. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot more to offer. So we're not looking at this as sad news. It took a
No.
while to come to this, it's like the writing on the wall. I remember once my girlfriend was going on a cruise and she couldn't get a room with the balcony. And she said, "Oh, I don't feel like going now. I couldn't get a room for the balcony." I'm like, "Well, why do you care where you're sleeping? Just go." I feel that way with the magazine. Like it's still going to be chock full of great content. We still have the best people writing for us and working with us on that magazine. And it's only going to be expanded. So you're going to pay
Mhm.
less money and get a whole lot more.
Exactly. Exactly. If anybody has any questions about any of it, just shoot our girls at contact at Girl Camper at email and they will walk you through it, help you answer any questions that you have. But yeah, we are
Yeah.
really excited about this
Yep.
transition.
Now that the decision is made, we're chomping at the bit to get going on all the fun things we can do. So anyway,
Yeah.
well, that's all we have to say on that. Lisa, we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I always want to remind everybody it's the season, right? Everybody's getting out there. I've got the kickoff camp out for the New Jersey Girl Campers the first weekend in April. Um, Everybody's posting stuff now. Every day I'm online. I just signed up for the kayaking in Kentucky, which I had to cancel once before, and I'm going to do that cave kayaking with
Right.
Nancy Grant, one of our Midwestern guides, and we're going to Kentucky to do that. And I'm hooking all the New Jersey girls to caravan and go with me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So get out there, go to our events page. If you've never been vetted, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it quick because we talk about it a lot. We can't let everybody just see where a bunch of women, solo women travelers are camping. Here's the campsite. We're all here by ourselves. Come join us. You cannot see the details of a girl camper event unless you're a vetted member. It only costs $10. It's a one time thing. The reason we do this is because you say that you're John Doe, Jane Doe. You give us a credit card and a driver's license that says you're Jane Doe, we're going to believe you. Like you don't get on Uber without proving that you are who you are. We just got to create a little level of safety there for the women that are joining us to camp. So you do it one time, we match your credit card with the name you're giving us, and we think, okay. Um, Once you're vetted, then you could go in events in the back page and you can see everything. Drop down and search by the state. I just went in and hit Kentucky because I was like, that kayak trip is coming up. I'm not missing out on it. And pick the state you want, pick the dates you want, search a couple different ways, sign up, go on a trip with us, get yourselves around the campfire.
Exactly. And our events are not just like the regular camping event, take your camper. I'm hosting a 125-mile through hike. We're going into the backcountry of the Black Hills. And I literally had a woman who hasn't joined Girl Camper yet shoot me an email over the weekend. She's 72 years old from Idaho. And she says, do you let strangers join you? If you do, I'd like to join. And I'm replying back to her, strangers are only friends we haven't met.
Right. I
So
was gonna say no strangers.
there is no strangers. I can't wait to reply to her and say, please come join us. She's going to make it, I think, 12 or 13 women ranging. The youngest one is 46.
Yeah.
And this woman isn't the only one that's in her 70s. So I'm excited about that kind of event. But we also have really big news coming up with our guides, the international trips they are in the process of getting posted.
Doing that.
Be watching for on the 19th of March this week when this podcast airs. There is going to be a trip released by me
By
going
me.
to Peru. We're going to explore
Meet you.
Machu Picchu
Here we go.
in September of 2026. So plenty of time to save up for it. And I'm really excited about that. So, and it's going to be spaces limited. So if that's something you want to
I'm
do,
going, but I gotta see what the elevation is.
9,000 feet.
I've done 9,000, and
Okay.
my asthma is much better. My daughter did it a few years ago, and the pictures were spectacular, but I feel like with these bucket list trips, like, I need to do one once a year. Just I just feel like it's a celebration of a working body, of your health, of all the hard work we do. I think international travel is so important to us, to our souls, to get out there in the world, to see how other people live, and to just have a greater love and respect for our fellow citizens on Earth. So
Mm.
I have never been to South America, so yeah.
Yeah,
So I wanna go to the Machu Picchu one,
it's
but
gonna be fun. It's a full immersion into the Peruvian culture. We're going to be doing a cooking class, visiting a lot of women's artisan markets, that type of thing. So
yeah,
it's
that's so
great.
fun. And
Mhm.
I am working on a trip with my daughter, who is our wellness writer, which is a health and wellness retreat in Bali. And that'll be in summer 20. So I had to look this up. The best time to visit Bali, believe it or not, you would think Bali, you'd go there in the winter. No, Bali is July and August.
Mm.
That's their non-rainy season. So, like it's beautiful here in July and August, and you want to kind of go someplace tropical when it's crappy here, but that's not how it works. So, July 2026, we're looking at a health and wellness retreat in Bali.
I've been to Bali. Bali is one of my favorite countries, and I could actually live there. I think the people are so wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a wonderful place to go for a health and wellness.
Yeah. My parents went there and stayed in one of these huts on the water with a glass bottom,
Mhm.
and you have to walk a long pier out to your little hut. And it's maybe 3 feet of water, but you're sitting there and the fish were all swimming underneath them. And they had their own jet ski to go around the island. It was crazy. It was crazy. So, fun things, lots of fun stuff coming up. So, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, join the Facebook group in the state you live in, and all the ones around you, because we're traveling. We're a travel group. So, if you're in Illinois, join Kentucky and all your neighboring states and join in. Facebook, Instagram, we've got a YouTube channel. And some people listen to the podcast on, all the podcast outlets, but it's also on YouTube. So anyway, you know where to find us, and like, subscribe, share, do all those nice things.
Until next week, I'm Lisa McDermott.
I'm Janine Pennant. Happy trails.
See you around the campfire.